I'm Anil Kumar, and here is a very interesting question on modeling with trigonometric functions. The height h in centimeters of Sam's pogo stick from the ground as he jumps on it since t seconds after passed is roughly modeled by the equation h of t equals to sine square 4t plus 2 sine 4t plus 1. How many times does Sam hit the ground in the first 5 seconds? So we have a quadratic equation in sine 4t. Now we can actually solve that and then find the time and also find how many times it will hit the ground. When we say hits the ground, that means h of t should be equal to 0 because at ground the height is going to be 0. So we'll substitute h of t equals to 0 in the given equation and solve it. The equation here is sine square 4t plus 2 sine 4t plus 1. Now this is a perfect square, so 1 times 1 is 1 and 1 plus 1 is 2. So we can write this as sine 4t plus 1 whole square equals to 0. Now clearly this equation will be 0 if sine of 4t is equals to minus 1, right? Now if you look at the sine function, which is kind of like this, it is minus 1 in its one period only for one particular value, right? And that is the value, correct? So it is minus 1 when theta is equals to, well, this is 2 pi, this is 0 pi, this is 2 pi, this is not to the scale, 3 pi by 2, right? So when theta is 3 pi by 2, then only it will be minus 1. So that will happen in one particular way for sine theta. So this is for sine theta, correct? So that means sine theta equals to minus 1 really means theta equals to 3 pi by 2, correct? That is what we get. Now in our equation we have 4t, right? Now it is a good idea to find the time period also, since part of the question is how many times does Sam hit the ground in the first 5 seconds, correct? So we have to find the equivalent time in seconds and then figure out how many times will it hit the ground in 5 seconds, correct? So what we are going to do here is we are also going to find the time period for this particular function sine 4t. So when we have sine 4t, then what is the time period? Time period is 2 pi divided by the k value of 4, right? Which is pi by 2. Let's figure out what is the decimal equivalent of pi by 2, right? So it is pi divided by 2 equals to, in decimals, 1.57079. So that is the equivalent. Now in 5 seconds, approximately how many waves will be there? So we want to find number of waves, sine waves, right, in 5 seconds, correct? So we'll divide 5 by this number. So 5 divided by the answer is equals to 3.18. So that means more than 3 waves, correct? So more than 3 waves means that we'll have 3 answers for this at least, correct? So that is how many times the Sam hits the ground in the first 5 seconds. I hope that point is very clear to you. So let me redraw my sine wave now and then we'll further write down the answer. So we have 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, kind of more than that, right? So this is in 5 seconds approximately, right? So what we are saying here is that each time period is pi by 2 for us, correct? So that will be pi. So this is 1 pi by 2, 2 pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, right? So that is how the waves are going to be. And when we say minus 1, we are looking for these answers. And as you can see, there are 3 particular answers for this, right? Now let us continue with our solution. I hope you understand what I was trying to make you understand here. That is all the thinking or the background knowledge which you need to know to answer this question. Okay, now what we really get is theta is equals to 3 pi by 2, right? This is, I'm talking about the very first answer. Now theta for us is 4t, right? So we'll say 4t equals to 3 pi by 2, and therefore t is equals to 3 pi by, or yes, we'll write from here itself. So we can say t is equals to 3 pi by 8, right? Let's use the calculator, find the answer, how much it is. So we'll do 3 times pi divided by 8. In decimals, it is equal to 1.178, correct? So that is the first time when it is going to hit the ground, correct? The other 2 times are going to be, we can add pi by 2, right? So the other 2 times will be, this is the first time. Then the next time it is going to be 1.178 plus pi by 2, right? That is what. So, so let's write down. We'll add pi by 2 to this, okay? So plus pi by 2, that gives us, let me write pi by 2 here, and that gives us 2.748, right? And then third time it will be, we can add again pi by 2 to it, right? So we have plus pi by 2 equals to 4.3, approximately 32, right? These are all times in seconds. Now if you add pi by 2, it will be beyond 5 seconds, right? So in first 5 seconds, it is going to hit the ground 3 times, right? So let me write down the answer on this side now. So the answer is hits ground 3 times, right? And the times are as calculated: 1.178 seconds, 2.748 seconds, and 4.32 seconds, right? So these are the times when it is going to hit the ground. I hope you understand and appreciate the logic. Thank you and all the best.